We're here doing our well-formed outcome for our women's bootcamp training elite. This is the all-in group for Team Take Massive Action. We're an Empower Network, and we're really happy to be here in Empower Network. I have to look up at the camera because I'm always looking at myself, but let me look up at the camera at you guys. All right, so today we have our lovely Greta Campagnolo. Is that correct?
Campagnolo. Yeah.
Campagnolo. And I also don't know how to pronounce Jamie's last name.
Amstutz.
And my name's Lisa Burnham. So we're all just getting to know each other, and we're all very excited about this process that we've entered in on.
Greta, how about this? Why don't we start from the top, off the cuff, with your main first goal? How does that sound?
Sure.
Just going through the questions from the top, based on that immediate first goal. Does that make sense? And you can do it off the cuff. You know what's important to you and your family.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Does that sound right?
Yeah, I might get a little bit personal.
That's all right.
No, that's what you want to. We want you to do.
That's why we're here.
We want you to dig deep, and re-look at things, because it's the process. It's all about the process.
Okay. Well, I guess what I can go back to is my number one goal with this would be to just get a hold of our financial situation. I have oh, sorry. It's just tough.
That's not good.
Initially, a little over a year ago, I was introduced to a network marketing company, and sort of under the impression that I could get myself sort of on a better track financially with this program, and it ended up, being a wonderful product that has really saved one of my kids' lives. But so I can't really put a price on that. I'm happy for what I got out of it. But it didn't do anything for me financially, and I really put a lot of heart and soul into it for a good year. And I just recently myself, as you, Lisa, finally just said, I can't be putting any more time and energy into this. Like 10%, earning 10% is just not going to do it for me. Like, I don't want to wait 10 years. I don't want to wait until, one of my kids is out of the home. Like, I want to create the life for my family now, like today, yesterday. I've been struggling financially. I've been on what we call income assistance here, which would be like, I guess, welfare. And for way too long, and started when I was, I don't know, maybe a couple years after I became a single parent, and just, God, they make it hard to get off. Really, it's just, I can't earn anything extra. I have literally saved I have all my checks in an envelope because I just can't, I can't cash them because I just don't want them, because they'll just take every single cent. I can't make anything extra on top of what they give me. I can't make not 1 cent. They just take it off my check, and it's just, well, I worked hard for those pennies. And I want to be able to use them to put food on my table. I don't want to eat at the food bank anymore. And like, I don't want.
Keep it coming.
I don't want my kids to. I want them to be successful, and I need to be that for them, to see it and be able to do it as well. I need to set them up for success. I can't continue to do this anymore.
Right. Right.
You're doing awesome, kiddo. This is good. This is what we wanted you to. This is what this is all about. This is getting to this part. This is the important part. So you're doing awesome, and that is the best, most admirable goal there is to be a good example for your children and create that space for them.
Yeah.
And you know what? Assistance is designed to keep people stuck, and you're changing that for your family. So just keep at it.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're going to be here to watch you. Yeah.
And help you.
Yeah, and be by your side.
So number 2, I bet that's an easy question to answer now, right?
How will I know once I've achieved this goal?
Yeah, how will you know?
I can tell them to fuck off.
There you go.
That's what we want to hear. Woo-hoo. Good girl.
And just go in that office and just say, see you later.
There you go.
Take your money and put it where the sun don't shine.
Yeah.
You'll get there.
Yeah, we're going to get you there. And then you're going to be able to provide for your family. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a hard place to be in because I understand when people, work under the table and do things like that. And people can look at the people who are doing that and look down and frown upon them, and it's like you don't know what it's like until you're in that place, and you need to feed your family, and and people start doing things that they could never even imagine themselves doing because they got to do it to survive, and it creates it can create so many negative things in the world, and yeah, I'm always open about it, and every time I go there and or people ask me, or I'm going to get food stamps or whatever, and it's just, well, what's your situation now? And I'm so tired of it. I'm tired of going in there with my head down and going, yeah, well, it's still the same.
Well, I gotta say something here just to lighten the mood for just a second, because let me just bring it all into perspective for you. You have a story. There's your story. There's a story. And this is all about us all figuring out what our story is and telling our story. And from when I first found out about the whole Empowered Network thing, the whole concept, I was always like, okay, I got a story, but like, how does it come out, and it's like your story's totally emerging right there with, just even you uttering the words like food stamps and welfare, and those are just huge words, huge. Not even just on a blog post or whatever, but just you're being able to come clean with that as your story, as your issue, your purpose. You're that's a struggle. That's a real thing, and on so many levels, and so many people are totally able to relate to that. It's ridiculous, and that's the crux of the whole reason why Empowered Network was created, is for people exactly like you. So it's like it comes full circle. So you have to see the power in you being able to talk about it. Little by little, it'll start to come out easier, but it really, really is powerful. Don't you think? You know what I'm saying, Jamie?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. It's absolutely very powerful, and just knowing how important your family is to you, and seeing how painful it is for you to share that part of you. We've heard a million stories of people in the same boat, on the verge of bankruptcy, on welfare, single moms. I have my own niece who's in that same situation in North Carolina, and it's very easy to get stuck in that place. And I tell her what I will say to you right now, and you already know this, but she doesn't yet. And what I'll say is, what example is that for your children? You need to figure out what and how you're going to change this and break the cycle, because you are living in a place, well, she is anyway. I don't know about where you are, but she's living in a place where that is common. And it's not a big deal. I mean, these people think it's okay to be on welfare and calling themselves, you know, horrible names, and they think, oh, it's funny, you know, state's paying for this, and it's very sad when people get to her place. She's not where you are. I wish to God that she was where you are right now, Greta, and seeing that she wants more for her family. She'll get there, but when, who knows? But I'm proud of you that you want something more, and you can get it.
Thank you.
Really true. It's really true. Yeah. You know, and everybody's and you got to just find the successes too in what you're achieving just by being here, you know, is a big achievement, you know. And everybody's at a different place. So it's hard to not compare yourself, and that's, I think, the not having the self-confidence is worrying about what other people think. And that's that quote. Was it you guys or whoever? You know, don't worry about what other people think, because your story, it's what makes you strong. You know, it's what brings value to what you're trying to do. You know, because it's just for you. So let's get back to the questions, right?
Yes.
So
we're number 3. We're on number 3.
When and where do I want to achieve this goal?
Yesterday's not the answer.
I know I haven't been doing what I need to be doing every day, and like this, being a part of this group with you guys and having you guys as my accountability partners is so huge. Like, I can't believe that. You know, when I came in, I thought the Empower Network, sorry, I'm going a little bit off, but when I came in, I thought the Empower Network was the best thing on the planet. And then, you know, and then I met my team and Team Synergy, and I'm so, like, elated with my sponsor. Like, I just love her to pieces, Sarah Dax, and she lives in Switzerland, and I just think that's the coolest thing in the world, you know, where I can connect with all these people and connect with them on such a high level so quickly. And then, you know, and then there came Team Take Massive Action, and then Layla breaks out with this woman's team, and I'll go back to that later, because that's another thing for me that's just so huge.
It is like a whirlwind, though.
And it just keeps getting better. I'm like, how can it get any better than this?
Wait till go to the event. Oh my God, they're like off the hook. That's just that, especially the difference between every event, right? And how exponentially each event has just been better and better and better. And Austin, like, was so much fun, and now the women's thing. I mean, I don't even like know what's gonna happen. I feel like it's gonna be this like tribal drum pagan circle thing. I know, something like crazy. It's just like I can feel the fever brewing.
We're gonna start walking on hot coals or something crazy.
It's gonna get cosmic. I'm telling you.
So back on the question, when and where do you want to achieve your goal?
$10,000 a month.
Okay.
That's my goal now, right?
All right. So when and where?
I just don't know how to sort of.
Could you do it? Do you think you could do it in a year?
Oh, I would definitely want it to happen before then.
You want to do before a year? Okay.
Oh
Just
yeah,
throwing it out there.
I want it to be within like 6 months.
Okay. Pick a date. Let's pick a date right now.
Okay, wait.
Where are we? March? Okay, October.
I mean, I have a baby on the way too. I want to get things pumping before this baby gets.
When's the baby due?
I don't even know when I got pregnant, so I think around September, October.
Okay.
So it's March, April, May.
You already
like right when the baby comes, it'll be like, happy birthday!
There you go.
$10,000. I don't know, September 8th.
All right. September 8th. I'm writing it down right now.
2013. September 8th. That's my son Ethan's 5th birthday.
Okay. All right. And where will you be?
I'll be with my family.
Will you still be living in the same place? Will you have moved when you get to that point?
I don't really care where I'm living. We fortunately enough, there's problems with our house, but we have like an acre of land and have a pretty good sized home, and I wouldn't care if I was here. It wouldn't really matter where I am. It's just kind of where I want to be within myself. And if I happen to be living somewhere else, I happen to be living somewhere else, but I also don't like moving very much. So I've moved so many times since I've been on the island, like 8 or 9 times. So I wouldn't mind just kind of being where I am and creating a home out of where we are right now.
Yeah, and you can bring more. I mean, what seems like would be great for you, it seems like some other goals that would be good for you to look at are sort of how you're going to achieve this goal. Are you going to be able to do it all by yourself?
No, definitely.
Or are you going to need other people? I mean, that's one of the questions. And I want you to really think about that, because not only do you need this women's group, and not only do you need us 3 now, our little mastermind sessions, but you're going to need people right near you, and you're also going to need to do some outsourcing. You're going to have to really learn about outsourcing, because that's key to this business and your situation, and that's, I think, something that I can help you a little bit with that and head you in certain directions. But delegating is not easy to do, because when you're a superwoman, you think you can do everything. And I
don't want to necessarily do it all.
Right. So making some clear cut, like, how am I going to do this? How are you going to do it? Tell us now.
I definitely need support from my partner, support from you guys and my team and my sponsor and everybody, the community and the Empower Network, of course, and that I have. And
now you're going to want to also be looking for free resources too, because you're a seriously budget conscious marketer at this point.
Oh yeah.
So being realistic about reaching out into the community and using a lot of your voice and your free stuff, your Facebooky, friendy, free stuff. So knowing that certain methods and techniques are going to be better for you than others.
Yeah.
And being able to also decide if you're going to allot money towards it. All those specifics are part of these resources that you have to really tune into making happen. And that's what taking massive action is about. Don't you think, Amy? It's like making those big decisions is taking massive action, and then really putting them into action, and deciding.
I was attempting to listen to the bonus Inner Circle with Chris Record.
Mm-hmm.
The first one. I don't know if you guys have listened to it.
I haven't heard it yet.
I don't think I've heard it yet either. Yeah.
What it's mostly focused on are income producing activities, and how Team Take Massive Action is so well known for all the free advertising and things that
the resources. Yeah.
Totally.
So I'm kind of excited to finish listening to that and find out where those are and how to use them.
101 Ways, that's the one that's really that one is awesome too. That I did listen to that one, and it has 100 ways. It's really good for note taking and tips and learning about all different stuff. So definitely listen to that one as well. There's a PDF attached to it, and you can literally print it out and look at it, and there's like a whole list, and then you can take notes. There's a good long, it's just a voice recorded one, but it's a really good, lots of good nuggets in that. Just figure it all out. So let's see. So we have some. Okay, so now I don't think we did the disadvantages. We know those.
Well, that was for the previous task, what she was thinking of before. We started over, remember?
Right.
So she get to disadvantages.
So we were just at number 4, achievable. What resources do I need to make this happen?
Right.
And now we're on.
What do you need? What do you need to do to make it happen?
I need to take massive action. I need to just start doing. When I listen to the training, I need to take my notes, which I always do, but then I need to take those notes and put them into action immediately.
Yes.
And if it takes up 2 hours to do that, and I only have another or if I don't have an hour that day, then I need to start the next hour the next day with those activities. I don't know. I need to figure out my income producing activities every day. I need to do that for at least an hour every single day.
Right. Because
my time is limited, but I also need to learn. I need to know what to do.
I know. That's what's, that's definitely the trick, is learning and doing all at the same time.
Yeah. One good tool that I find helpful is to listen to training right before you go to bed, because then your brain has time to work on it while you're sleeping.
That's a good idea.
And it just kind of plants the seeds in your head, and nothing too exciting, because then it'll keep you up at night. But
so then doing the listening and the learning right before bed, then waking up and then doing your income producing activities, and then ending off with your doing it that way.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I mean, that may or may not work for you, but I think that it does kind of plant things in your head, so you can kind of mull them over, in your subconscious, and then when you get up in the morning, you've got some thoughts, and you can do some stuff with that.
I love doing that. Actually, since I've been with the Empower Network, and as of lately, like, I have these crazy dreams of like holding like wads of cash in my hands and actually physically seeing it and counting it, and
wow,
it's amazing.
That's
so
really cool.
Awesome.
Okay, use that. That's really cool. That's a really empowering like imagery.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like an imagery hound. Like, I'm always looking for imagery, and like that's really good. So, okay, so we want to do the last part of this. We want to do is when you achieve your outcome. Okay, what's it going to mean to you? And we heard.
We're skipping again, Lisa. You skipped again, so we got to go back. She's still on question 4. She's on question number 4, number 3.
Yeah. Can I achieve this alone, or do I need other people to make it happen? That's the one that we're on, right?
That's the one we're on.
So yeah, I definitely, like I said, I need support in my own personal family and my unit here, and from you guys, my accountability partners, and Team Synergy, the women's team. I mean, it's all there. It's completely accessible at any time I need to reach out. I'll just keep it in me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Disadvantages.
Disadvantages.
This
I don't
one's
know.
kind of a hard one because you have to look at the negative side of reaching that big goal of yours. And
Right.
there's always something negative, but we don't always think about it. But it is in the back of our mind, and it's something that actually holds us back. So
Well,
from
that's what she was
reaching the
touching
goal.
on. She was
Yeah.
touching on it before with the whole family and the time management thing, and I think that's a huge one. You know, I don't know if there's more, maybe more pieces to that, because that does seem to have a lot of emotion for her, right? And that would hold you back.
Yeah, I mean, the dis that's my basic disadvantage. I there's more, where was it? More challenges that I have to, personal challenges that I have, barriers that I have, and that's different than disadvantages to me, I think. But maybe it is a disadvantage. I
If
don't
it
know.
stops you, it's a disadvantage.
Yeah. Well,
Can I just ask a question? Is
yeah.
this this? Do you think this is the same thing as who am I trying to please by not succeeding? Does this have a similar ring?
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Really?
Well, that's where I was
Because I wrote a
going.
lot on that, and I got to some core things in my own things and stuff, and I was just looking at my notes, and I was like, you know, what is it like? Think about that, Greta. Like, who are you? Who would you listen to the question? Who are you trying to please by not succeeding? In your mind, who would it, would be okay if I didn't
Well,
succeed because
my family.
why?
Well, my sister, for instance, is, yeah,
So
uh,
not your kids, you're saying your sister,
when, yeah,
your equal. Mm-hmm.
yeah, like she's the one I fear most telling her that I'm pregnant, because just there has just been this jealousy throughout our whole lives, and she has a lot of jealousy issues towards me, and I don't like to hurt her, even though, but whatever success I have in whatever way, in whatever form in my life,
Mm-hmm.
hurts her.
I can relate to that really well. Yeah.
And I know my brother would be over the moon because he hates to see me struggle.
Mm-hmm. So an advantage, he would be on the advantage side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then my parents are struggling, and they put a lot of guilt on me for, they don't, they have a hard time giving without, like, putting an attachment to it. You know, it's hard to explain. It's
No,
just,
but this is getting deep. This is good because there's the barrier of like, help me here, Jamie.
What I'm hearing is you don't think your parents would be supportive of your success. Like they're skeptical, maybe.
oh, definitely.
Definitely skeptical. And but that's something that in my opinion, it's back to that same what other people think of me is none of my business philosophy that I have.
Yeah.
Growing up, when my parents showed any skepticism, I said, screw you, I'm doing it anyway. And that was the way I lived my life. And yeah, so it's kind of like an, yeah, in your face, you know. I love, and my mom's gone, but I still have my dad, and my dad is one of my best friends. And we talk about that from time to time. He goes, man, I was scared to death to tell you you couldn't do something because you would just go and rub my nose in it, you know. And I don't think now, if you reached that level of success that you want for you and your family, I bet I would be willing to bet that your parents would be on your list of people that you want to help, and they would be benefiting, and that would take away all of that negativity and stuff that you've got attached to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you could see how much that made Dave Wood feel so happy when he could get everybody to the wedding and make it an awesome event. And, you know, of course, like, that's a great thing to be able to do. And every little bit, I mean, from that extravagance.
And you don't have to be as rich as Dave Wood to do those kinds of things. I'm sorry, you don't.
That's what I mean. Like, that's just the so extreme version.
Yeah. You don't have to be that rich. You can do those great things for your family without going crazy and over the top. And them seeing, and you know, part of, I think with my dad anyway, and I'm sure it's the same with your parents, part of that negativity that you get from them is because they're trying to protect you from failure. They don't want to see you fall down again. And so they're trying to protect you by holding you down. Does that make sense?
Yes, completely.
Okay. And you're never going to do that to your kids, right?
No.
It's a different generation. I'm telling you, it's a different generation, a different mentality.
There's just seems to be a greater awareness, a consciousness that it's like conscious parenting.
Right.
I don't know. Now So I don't know. All I can do. My mom always says it's every generation's job to do a better job than the previous, and so. And
that's true.
Yeah.
That is very true.
Yeah.
Can only build on what you already know. I mean, our parents did the best they could with what they had, and you guys are doing the same for your kids, and your kids will do the same for their kids, and so on.
And
right?
I mean, I don't know about you and your husband, Greta, but me and my husband talk to each other about each other's childhood a lot. Now that we're going through certain stages with our kids, now that we have a teenager, we're remembering when we were teenagers. And the difference between his parents and my parents is so big. Like, he comes from such a different scene than me. And so we have all these experiences that we don't really want to tell the kids, really. But we want them to learn from them, so we have to sort of figure out how to teach them not to do the mistakes that we made.
I know, it's hard.
Like, it's really complicated. I have like a 14-year-old who's really not happy in high school right now.
It's the old do as I say, not as I do routine.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like they don't want to see the hypocrite. You know, it's like, don't be on the computer all day. Where's Mom? Oh, she's been on the computer all day. It's different, I swear. I'm doing different stuff. I'm not playing World of Warcraft. You know? But that's...
Yeah.
You know, that's what goes on. But, yeah, no, but seriously, it is very... it's important to know that basically you have... The people that you are going to be behind you are behind you. And I think that brings you to that loving mirror thing, where your parents, if they're not going to be your loving mirror, and I have a lot of issues with that too, like my mom, if she's, you know, if they're not going to be your loving mirror, then don't waste your energy worrying about it. You know, it's that wussy, that's the wussy. Those are the wussies that flutter around you, and they're like annoying, and you have to, that's the dump list. When you're doing your dump list, okay, you dump all that out, and you say, I am a good wife, and you say, you know, all the things that you are good and all the things that you don't want to have happen. I have sister issues up the wazoo. Okay, I don't ever even talk to my sister, and we're 14 months apart. I mean, it's just, so you're going to achieve these goals with or without your parents' blessing, with or without your sister's blessing, because you're going to fluff away all the doubts about their opinion of what you do.
Yeah.
That's your job, is to be a powerful person and a powerful woman and a powerful mom and a really powerful wife so that you can support your family.
Yeah.
So what's the value of all that for you personally? Dig deep. We're going to ask you it like 3 more times.
Are we there already?
Did you talk about your advantages?
No.
We talked about your disadvantages.
Right.
Let's talk about my advantages.
Let's talk about your advantages, and then we're going to get you in the end.
Well, you know, going back to my parents, I do know that deep down, I believe that they want me to be successful. And I should say, when I get to that place and that level of achievement, there's going to be no denying it. They're going to see it. Kind of like the story about Lawrence Tam and his parents, you know, and his dad.
I was there.
Finally, he was there, and he finally, yeah, you were there.
It was awesome.
Saw it and experienced it, and I think you got to be stupid not to realize, you know, like my kid is happy and they're hugely successful and they're taking care of their family, and isn't this initially what I always wanted? Really, deep down, for my kids to just be successful and happy? Yes. And to not feel like you have to take care of them or bring them home again or whatever it is. And so, advantages. Oh, just to... I think I need to change my focus, because I've been so focused on getting off of assistance that I need to focus on making $10,000 a month.
Exactly.
Out of my head.
Right.
That's it.
Right. And also just know that, you know, with your kids, it's like their happiness is going to come from your happiness.
Oh, it totally does. It's
and they're, you know, they're not judging. That's what's the cool thing about kids. That's what I've kind of figured out, is that, you know, they don't really judge you. They may make fun of you, okay? Because I'm called the fashion disaster a lot, okay? And my 14-year-old they're like, it's sarcasm city over here. But it's all in love, and it's like an unconditional thing, you know, and you don't even realize that until you finally have this moment, you know, because you don't realize how much your parents did that until you're like, wow, I'm doing that now, you know, and then you're like, wow, my mom put up with a lot. Oh my God, like now I'm like coming to the realization, like, my mom was a single mom, and my dad was a total asshole, and I was like a drug maniac. I mean, the stuff that my mom put up with, just to know that I was alive. And you know, and then like, you've got to support them. So yeah, so they've got to be proud of you. And that's what I think is really important. And that's what a lot of these moms have been saying in these things, is just having their moms be proud of them, them being proud of them. So what are you going to achieve, baby? What's your values?
Like, aren't we on what does this mean for me?
Yeah. What does it mean for you? Number one is, which of your values will be achieved by creating this outcome?
Well, family values, I guess. I don't really. This is a
try thinking of that $10,000 a month income and what it will create for you, like financial independence.
Yes, financial.
You know, those kinds of things. Peace of mind, joy. You know, things that are important to you.
Yeah, contentment. That's a big one for me, and it always has been.
Contentment.
Peace within myself.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
contentment. And
so you're looking for that because you're not feeling that right now.
Yeah, I mean, I've been really working on honing in on living in the moment. And like yesterday, I went out after we had our call, and I felt so good about what we did and what you did, and actually realizing what we have here in this group.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, God, this is awesome. I can now go out and just go and enjoy my time with my kids completely and not worry about anything. And just because I have what I need, I have the vehicle, and it's there, it's waiting for me when I get home, and I can just go and do this now. And yeah, that was awesome. We went to the wave pool for like 6 hours or 5 hours or something, and
it's great.
And had a blast.
And wore them all out.
Yeah.
it most important part.
It was good. It was good, and feeling alive. A lot of my life, I didn't feel like living, and before I became a mom, there was so many years where every day I contemplated suicide, every day, and I was consumed completely by it. I lost my dad to suicide when I was 12.
Wow.
And in some ways that I feel it gave me strength as much as it pulled me down, because it created this lack of value within myself, this lack of worthiness, because, well, why else would he do that? I mean, obviously, at that, being a 12-year-old girl, I wasn't worth it. Or I did something wrong, and so that's another, and I struggled with an eating disorder for 10 years, and in and out of the hospital all the time, and I attempted suicide and ended up getting really sick and ended up in the hospital and never told anybody. And
what do you mean your family didn't know about it?
No. There was a period of time in my life where I was when my father did that, it was like a bomb went off and we all shattered, and we were all alone in our different grieving processes. My life was just very chaotic growing up and very abusive in any and every which way possible. And I was the youngest and just sort of floated around and went through everything and tried to pick up all the pieces and take care of everybody, and just lived in this sort of silence, because I mean, I couldn't share it with anybody at school. And school was just a complete write-off for me. I dropped out in grade 9. I completed grade 8 in summer school, and that was it for me for school. And started traveling, and yeah, I mean, there's lots of bits and pieces, but it was when I became pregnant with my daughter that there was just a complete shift within myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I was able to very quickly do a lot of healing. And I was in a terrible relationship with her father at the time. But I just focused on gaining health, gaining strength, inner peace. I just wish, and I thought of these things, love and contentment, and like within myself constantly, every single day, every moment of every day. And I completely embraced this being inside myself and completely connected with this growing child. And that was it for me. And
mm-hmm.
that is why, like, my children mean just as children do any parent, but I have this connection to them, to what that means to me, that is so powerful. Like, she having my daughter saved my life. I would not be here. I would not be here today.
That's exactly what I was getting from that whole process you just went through. Is she saved you,
that was good.
And you guys are each other's saving grace. And you know, she wouldn't be here if it wasn't for, you know, you digging deep and looking for peace and looking for contentment. And you know, I mean,
and that life is what you value the most, Greta.
Absolutely. That's awesome, Greta. Thank you so much for sharing that, because I know that was hard.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. That was really good.
I was looking at the questions here.
That's okay.
What will this outcome help you avoid feeling?
Unworthy, unsuccessful, feeling unintelligent.
Yeah.
That's a big one for me. I always
feeling like you're not smart enough.
I always used to tell myself I was stupid. Always. I always really truly believed that I had some severe, like, intelligence issues, lack of intelligence, and I wrote, so I'm just going to look at what else I wrote.
That's getting pretty deep.
My feeling like the choices I have made in my life have, like, I'm always making the bad choices. Like, I'm always making the wrong choices. And that will help me avoid feeling that way.
Got it.
Big time.
That's a good one.
Because it's not only me, it's not only myself that has felt that way and felt guilt for, you know, having a child with an alcoholic, or having, you know, like, just all these different scenarios, like having, you know, so many kids with so many different dads. Yay! This is my second kid with one dad, so that's good. That's awesome.
Oh, you're so cute.
Hey, man, you got to find the successes wherever you can.
But my family, you know, my family has also, like, fed that feeling of I'm making bad choices, the wrong choices. Because, and even now where, you know, I'm just like, you know, sometimes I feel like I'm walking around my life and living my life unconscious or something, and just sort of sleepwalking through. But because I always know that no matter what, especially now being a parent, I don't give myself the choice to give up. it's just not an option in my world, in my life. It's just not. If I don't feel like getting out of bed, well, too bad. I have to get out of bed.
Right.
You know, if I only have one choice, and that is to succeed and to create the life that my family and my children deserve. That's just it.
Right. That's right.
So sorry, I went off track a little bit there.
No, you didn't. You were fine.
No, that was perfect. So the last question.
Oh, yeah, sorry. And one of the big things for me as well is it will help me to not feel like I'm not living my life to my full potential.
Mm-hmm.
Because,
that's an important one. Yeah.
Because everybody has a tremendous amount of potential. We all do.
Right.
And there's so few of us who utilize it. And I basically think it just comes down to confidence and and how you view yourself. So.
Right.
What's the next one?
Last question.
I'm shaking. I can barely.
You're purging. You're just purging. When you've achieved your outcome, what will that mean for you?
So much. Oh my God. It will mean that
you just said it, really.
It will just mean everything to it will help me feel worthy. It will help me feel valued by myself, for my, like,
yeah.
Greta is going to value herself. Greta is going to respect herself. Respect is huge for me. Huge. I don't think I've given myself much respect, and I don't receive it because of that. And because I'll be in that place of respect and value and self-worth, my children will begin their own process of that even more so.
Right.
I've seen a shift within my daughter, and to see that grow even more so, like I just have my one girl, and the rest of the gang are all boys, and that's fine. That's fine. But I
girls are different.
It's and I just, for me, it's really important for my daughter to see me taking care of myself, me valuing myself, respecting myself, loving myself, giving to myself.
Yep.
Because she needs to do that for her, and she needs to show people that she deserves that from them.
That's right.
It just to be a little bit easier or different for women than it is for men in that way.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe not.
I think so.
I think so too.
We have a tendency to undervalue ourselves because we're so busy taking care of everybody else.
Right.
And when my mother was always running around taking care of everybody, she wasn't taking care of herself. And it's just, so many things come from that. There's resentment, and there's frustration, and there's sadness, and there's, you know,
Rage.
just well-being issues, you know, rage. Exactly. And, you know, my mom was Sicilian, so coming from Italian family also, you know, it's like, yikes. But
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Jokes all the time.
Yeah. So, no, you're right on the money with that whole women. You need to teach your daughters to respect themselves and expect to be respected.
Big time.
I think that's an awesome thing.
Yeah.
So here's the question, phrased again. Now that you recognize that you need to be respecting yourself and treating yourself with, you know, just differently than you ever have, and that you want to be a good model for your daughter, what does that, when you've achieved your outcome, what will that mean for you? When you've achieved that and you've set that example, what's that going to mean for you?
I will just, I'll feel like I fulfilled a major purpose. I'll feel like I've given I feel it's important to be a guide for my children when they're young, and this is the only opportunity I have to be their guide, because eventually they just won't listen to me anymore. And they'll just be guiding themselves. And I just want to build that foundation for them, and I want them to I'll just feel good.
There you go.
I'll feel happy. I'll feel proud. I'll feel like I have accomplished one of the most important jobs in the world.
Why is someone calling here so late? Sorry.
I'll feel like I made a difference. I'll feel like I made an impact on the rest of my kids' lives. I'll feel like I set them up for success.
Right.
Which was initially what you said you wanted to do, right?
Yeah.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah.
So see, it's not the
Awesome.
whole world.
It wasn't that big, broad picture. It was just this little universe that you live in right there.
Yeah.
That's the most important one for you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Really good.
You did really good.
Oh, thanks.
Good.
Okay, now we're getting late here, so I think we should hustle. So I'm going to switch the camera. I finally figured out how to stop the camera from bouncing around, you guys. You can actually click on the person who's talking,
Oh,
and it won't keep bouncing off.
Okay.
now
So
we can
every
also
time we make
take
any
a break
noise.
and do. I mean, I don't know. Well, you have to work.
We have to end broadcast, and I do have to work in the morning, so
Okay.
I won't be able to do it tomorrow. Are you okay still to keep talking, Greta?
I'm okay, yeah.
Okay, you, Lisa?
Elle, what's up? Who's on the phone? Nobody. I didn't answer it. No. You want to sleep? Are we being loud? Yes. All right. I can put my headphones on. Okay. I will do that. Okay. You can come say goodnight. Here. Say hi to Eloise.
Hi there.
That's Eloise.
Hi, Eloise.
Oh, that's my little 21-month-old has a little girlfriend, and her name is Eloise. And that was the first time I'd ever met an Eloise.
She's like the only Eloise we know. Well, we know maybe one other one.
You're beautiful.
She is beautiful. And you know, my middle name is Louise, and I understand you were named after a Louise.
Oh, that's right. We were talking about that.
So, very cool name. It took me a long time to like that name, but now it's part of me. So,
yeah.
It's a good name. You got a great name, and you're beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Bed with you, darling. Nighty. Nighty. Nighty.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye. Close the door, darling.
Okay. All right.
My mom and my sister's middle names are Louise as well.
Really? Sweet. Yay.
Crazy.
It's a cool name.
Yeah, it is.
All right, let me just get a little cup of water.
You did a great job there, girl.
Thank you.
Don't you feel like that was far more what you were trying to dig out? We dug it out of you, you know.
Yeah, we did dig it out of her.
It was really good.
Good.
My legs are shaking. My teeth are chattering.
You probably won't sleep tonight. Either you won't sleep at all because your mind will be going a million miles a minute, or you'll sleep like a rock.
Dude, you gotta
because
cut a
you're
video.
feeling like you got it out.
You gotta cut a video.
We'll see. Let's just hope my kids sleep through the night, and then I'll be able to sleep like a rock.
There you go.
Cut a video, like after we hang up. Just maybe.
Just being excited, yeah.
Yeah, just a 2-second thing, 2-minute thing.
Okay.